In 1790, using the spaces that had been created in the 1700s by the covering over of a terrace, now the Gallery of the Drapes, a painting gallery was created in which were displayed works transferred for the most part from the papal palaces. In the meantime, the museum collection continued to grow, thanks to fortunate archaeological excavations and acquisitions. The acquisitions include the group of the Muses and the philosophers from the Villa di Cassio near Tivoli, the Apollo Sauroctonus by Praxiteles, the colossal statue of the genius of Augustus, the Giunone La Novina, the discus thrower by Myron, the mosaic of the masks, etc. It is difficult to sum up so large a subject matter. The museum, created from almost nothing, already contained 1,445 pieces by 1792. The final years of the reign of Pius VI were particularly eventful, owing to international events in which the Papal State was involved. The French Revolution, the ascent of Napoleon, and the occupation of most of Europe by the armies of this new Caesar. The Pope was obliged to submit to the harsh conditions of the Treaty of Tolentino, 1797, which forced him, amongst other things, to give up choice samples of masterpieces from the Vatican collections and the codexes of the library, as well as other artistic masterpieces from throughout the entire Papal States. Meanwhile, Pius VI was abducted from the Quirinal Palace and taken to France as a prisoner, where he died in 1799 at Valence.
Il nuovo Papa Pio VII era eletto a Venezia e il 3 luglio entrava.
The new Pope, Pius VII, was elected in Venice and entered Rome in triumph on July 3rd. One of his first provisions in the fine arts sector, then under the direction of Cardinal Consalvi, was to appoint the celebrated sculptor Antonio Canova as Inspector General of Fine Arts to the Papal States in August 1802. The prestigious name of Canova was met with ready acceptance by all. The first years of Pius VII's reign were marked by good relations with the French. In 1804, the Pope himself traveled to Paris to consecrate Napoleon as emperor.
In 1805, work began on a new Chiaramonte museum. The 318-meter Bramante corridor was renovated, and all the ancient treasures procured in the wake of the 1802 law were placed in order along its walls. One half of the corridor was converted into the lapidary gallery by transferring the collection that Marini had already begun on the other side of the same corridor.
After the fall of Napoleon, one of the terms stipulated by the Congress of Vienna, 1814-1815, was the return of the works of art taken from the Papal States by the French. The works arrived in Rome in two stages, the first by land on January 4th, the second by sea in July and August of 1815. On February 21, 1816, the Pope visited the museum to examine the returned paintings and sculptures. He issued certain instructions that were to have a great significance for the future of the Vatican collections. The construction of a new wing to house the recently acquired ancient treasures.
The creation of the new picture gallery in the Borgia apartment. The extension of the architectural style in the Gallery of the Candelabra to the Gallery of the Maps. He also arranged for the renewal of the Consultative Commission for Acquisitions, which led to the enrichment of the papal collections by the addition of numerous works. Such as the Justinian Athens, the famous fresco known as the Marriage of Aldobrandini, and a group of Egyptian sculptures which form the nucleus of the Egyptian Museum in the hemicycle behind the Belvedere niche in the corridor. The new wing of the Chiaramonti Museum was begun in 1817 after a plan by Raffaele Stern and completed in 1822 by Pasquale Belli following Stern's death. The bright neoclassical gallery is 17 meters in length and 8.34 meters wide. It is covered by a barrel vaulted roof with skylights and adorned with mosaics and ancient columns. The statues were placed in niches and the busts on shelves or columns.
Another of Pius VII's worthy deeds was the creation of the picture gallery, which was created from almost nothing with works recovered from France that had been formerly housed in the Vatican Palace. To these were added Titian's altarpiece, the Madonna of San Nicola dei Frari, formerly in the Quirinal Palace.
Some works now became a definitive part of the Vatican collection, the Transfiguration by Raphael, the Descent from the Cross by Caravaggio, the Communion of St. Jerome by Domenichino, the Vision of St. Romualdo by Andrea Sacchi, the Annunciation and the Blessed Michelina by Barocci and others. The picture gallery was set up in the Borgia apartment where it remained for only a few years as the rooms turned out to be unsuitable. So in 1812, the paintings were transferred to the Sala della Bologna and to the third floor of the adjacent Loggia of St. Damascus. After his death, Pius VII was succeeded by Leo XII. His papacy is memorable for the important acquisitions made by the Caruccini brothers, including the Cariatide restored by Thorvaldsen. The Demosthenes. And a group ensemble of bas-reliefs from Trajan's Forum, formerly housed in Villa Aldobrandini.